Hey, we're here at Slow Money, and I'm very excited to be talking to Anthony Nicalo, who is the CEO and founder of Foodtree. Foodtree helps you discover where your food comes from. Tell us more about how you do that.
Well, I'm lucky to have a great co-founder. We make web and mobile applications to make it easy for people to access food information so they can eat better. The core part of what we really do is build connections so that you can see that a particular farm sells at a farmer's market and this restaurant, and we do that across the supply chain, as it were. And we have an iPhone application right now that makes it easy for people who are already food aware and out figuring out where the best things are available and where you should shop if you care about local or low carbon or whatever issues might be important to you, and then share that information with other people through photos.
Right. So what inspired you and your team to start working on this issue? What is the core issue that you see here?
I have a small wine import company called Farmstead Wines, and the farmers that we work with are fantastic and really wanted to be able to share their story, just where the web is today, photos, videos. That's the easy part.
Right.
The hard part was we fundamentally understand everything that is in a bottle of wine that they make. They grow the grapes themselves, they make the wine, and it's an agricultural product. It's not a commodity.
Right.
And 95% of wine in the world actually is a commodity. But it's marketed as family owned and natural and this product of the earth, and that's disingenuous to a certain extent. And we wanted to be able to differentiate what we were doing, and wanted to be able to communicate all of that information in a really meaningful way, so that you could evaluate it based on what you care about, and started a company to solve that problem.
How many other farmers or producers have you brought on board so far?
So right now there are about 1,700 different food sources, which are farmers, producers, restaurants, grocers, farmers markets, that are live in the current database. But we have another 50,000 records that are primarily around British Columbia. We have the most comprehensive database of food sources and origins in British Columbia right now. And then we're beginning to roll it out across the world.
So what's your goal? How many small farms are you trying to get onto these platforms?
Well, we want every small farm. And
how many are there?
Farms of larger size too.
Sure.
So we think that there are sort of between, there are probably about 250,000 small to medium-sized farms in North America.
So obviously there are farms that produce industrially, use pesticides, spray, etc. And then there are the organic farmers, or people who are not necessarily certified but are restoring the soil, right? And your platform sounds like you're trying to promote the second group. Is there a barrier for entry in terms of being on your platform? Do you have to meet certain criteria?
No, so the interesting thing about the platform is that, yeah, we have our personal beliefs, and my background is as a chef, and I have an idea of what I think a great ingredient is. But what we've found with the platform and with doing this work is that people care about different things related to food. Some people care about low carbon, some people care about miles traveled, some people care about no pesticides, some people care about GMOs, some people care about allergies, some people just care about price. And all of those things are fine and great to care about. But even if you care about those things, then figuring out what you should eat is difficult. So we're starting to build the database to try and get all that information in, so that then you can start to sort it based on what you care about.
Right. So it's a transparency platform.
It is.
And the idea is you let the market drive what's good, because now they know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right now the market can't actually function. There's massive information asymmetry in food. In particular in real food. Fruits, vegetables, fish, meat, dairy. And we're trying to reduce, if not eliminate, that information gap so that the market can actually function.
Do you believe the market would make the right choices if they have that information handy?
I think that people would eat better if they had better access to information. do I think that they would make the same choices as I might?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but that's the interesting thing about food is that people approach it from so many different ways. If we can just start to share its backstory, it's also possible because we already connect culturally and socially around food. If we can also start to see where it comes from, that there's potential for us to connect with the land and the people and the planet that it comes from, but just through food.
Right. Well, we certainly hope people will make the right choices. If they want to find out more about where their food comes from, they can go to
Foodtree.com or download the iPhone app in the iTunes store, Foodtree.
Great. Thanks so much, Anthony.
Thanks, Connie.